Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Impossible Creatures commentary, 2 in 1 day. It's your host, Bchamp, and we got a good game on Deep Freeze we're going to show. All three of us were in it. We have myself, and then there is Will,
Hello.
and then we also have Toast, who's back.
Also, hello.
So without further ado, let's check this out. We're on the Tellurian 2.6 mod, so check that out in the Steam Workshop if you haven't already.
It's really good. You should cover positions straight away, by the way.
Yeah, so here we have myself, Dynalord96, we'll call him Kyle, and we have Updog, who's Will, on the same team, against Winning, sometimes we might refer to him as Ben, Toast, and then we have Steve up top, or Trombone Stilts. He's my worst enemy, I hate him.
Yeah, what is up, dog?
Yeah, I don't know what is Updog.
Nothing much. How about you? I'm here all week, I'm sorry.
Why do you hate Steve?
Steve's my kryptonite.
Yeah, he's just really powerful, and I think that he needs to be stopped.
Yeah, that's why we double Steve.
Yeah, or triple him.
Or triple Steve.
Actually does happen in this game. Spoilers.
There's the concern of it making him stronger, though.
So have we ever done a deep commentary? Have we explained like defense? Like this is a pretty common strategy. We're seeing two common strategies being employed in mid. One of which is just fencing off kind of the center to slow down one person. I sent 3 henchmen to go do it. One of them got distracted chasing another henchman, making sure that he didn't get a forward creature chamber in. One ended up building a forward creature chamber himself at bequest of my teammate William.
Hello.
And then here we go again with just the fence.
Was that one Toast henchman gets through as well?
Yes, so I did abandon him because I don't know why. You know, it was a bad decision.
Do you want to hit the pause key and we can just talk briefly about what's going on the islands as well?
Yeah.
So Steve obviously takes so the islands in Deep Freeze are obviously massively important because they're huge areas of easily defendable, high density resource locations, obviously with water access as well. So they're critical for water chambers, I think. But also obviously keeping the economy. Steve, Kyle, myself, and Ben, okay, Winning all know this, so we're all going to go for the islands. Winning actually gets to south before me, but because I take 2 henchmen. Good night, Mum.
Ooh, hello. To continue what Will said, taking multiple henchmen is oftentimes better than just sending 1 henchman, because if it is contested, which in a map like Deep Freeze you are going to have contested, some contest here, then bringing a big bulk of them all over at once is a lot of times more valuable, because the bulk can keep building a workshop while building a creature chamber or attacking a hench like this, forcing Ben to retreat.
That's actually exactly what I did. I thought the 2 hench can focus fire henchmen, and then I've got a 2v1 advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can get south quickly, which is what I did. Thank you for covering me for 1 second. I do apologize about that.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Shout out to my mom.
Yeah, hi Mom. Hopefully she watches this video. Shoot us a like, please.
Let's hope not. Okay, I think we're good to carry on then. Thank you.
Yeah. So I guess Steve's doing something similar here. Kyle only sent 1 hench, so it's kind of the opposite team-wise. And then again, Toast has one of his henchmen coming through and being sneaky. So I finish off my fence.
Toast, were you going? Sorry, Bchamp, carry on.
Oh, yeah. So I was just sending. So I sent hench this way because I do know that he got a hench through, and I just didn't chase after it. And I was kind of scouting to see. I thought he would take something up here. I didn't see anything, so I started building a workshop of my own.
Was the idea, Toast, to build a forward chamber, or were you just like, I'm gonna send a henchman and see what happens?
It was mostly to scout. I wanted to get something through before he fenced off completely, just so I could see what was going on. But then I ended up building a forward chamber in an unfortunate location, so nothing came of that in the end.
So that purple hench you just saw at the bottom, my hench, was chasing one of his henchmen back from his base.
Okay.
In the end, he got away, and then I just think, stuff, I'm going to leave him there. I've got some sight, and I might be able to do something with him in a minute.
You can see, so Toast moves his henchman to build a forward chamber right here, and it is exactly within my line of sight. And so
is that just because were you just getting that generator? Is that what you were going to go for?
No, I think I saw him and I went straight away for him.
Okay.
Yeah, which is interesting that I did. You can actually check out this game. I have my point of view on the Impossible Creatures Replays channel. And oh, we totally forgot to talk about this. The forward chamber that I built, I mentioned that earlier. I started building a bunch of lemming zebras, and got a little bit into space.
Yeah, and that one lemming zebra gets caught.
Oh yeah, it's stuck behind the stupid rock. Come on.
So unfortunate. Delete that rock in Tell 2.7.
No, stupid rock. It's a very intelligent rock.
And then what are these? Oh, they were chasing. Yeah, they were chasing down Toast henchmen. Taking additional resources here, and then unfortunately, we're all in voice together, and Toast calls for help and gets me attacked and found out my chamber.
Just when you got your second chamber, unthought.
And so I just end up blowing them both and calling it quits.
So if we look wide scale at the map again, we can see obviously that Steve has the top island. I have the bottom island. So in terms of expansions, it's split for the islands. Obviously, Brandon has middle, so we're pretty strong economy-wise as a team. Obviously, Steve now gets the early pressure at top. We can just see something about to go on. We also see something in middle as well. We might want to flick to shortly.
Yeah, you can see he's using this cuttlefish coyotes, which are very high damage, very cheap. They also have camouflage and swimming. He's mostly using it for the swimming, I believe. And then we have these units that went and destroyed, my creature chamber and etc. over here are now trying to push through mid a little bit. Barrier destroy, it's great for the fence. Sonic, not so much. But yeah, now they're getting through. And
I think at this point you call for help in mid, hence my CC mid.
Yes.
And you can also see a raid, I think, about to happen on south.
Oh, yes, here. And so Will is level 3, first level 3 units we're looking at in the game. And he has these Mantis Shrimp Muskoxes, which are insane 23 upgraded. Hurting, look at that defense. He's just really well. And I'm in trouble here in mid. And
I think we're helping, and I kind of give it a half-assed attempt. We'll see that Kyle's being annihilated at top.
Yeah,
this is bad news bears for our team.
Yeah, this is not looking good for us. Steve fully stocked up here. Hasn't taken this expo yet, but he has henchman speed and yoke in the research, so Steve's economy is going great. I just lost my expo. This one's not even fully staffed or close to that. But luckily, I was able to pull it off with a little bit of help from Will, but also just overpopulation.
Yeah, that's really good. This fast swarming.
I was really confused there in the middle because the velvet worms, they can attack buildings, and I was not aware of that.
Oh,
no,
yes.
Sonic.
Yes. Yeah. The ranged attack, because it is a sonic attack. Although it says glue spray, we really need to update that. Maybe. The glue spray does slow down, which is why it's given a sonic-like attack. But it's not very apparent that it can attack buildings.
We shouldn't really watch my half-assed attempt to save Kyle here. This is pretty embarrassing. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, Kyle was screaming in the group saying, "Hey, help me!" And then we're just like, "Oh, we'll send a few units here," and just get completely swarmed by Steve, who's doing an excellent job. Except here, one thing that I would mention is, for Deep Freeze, you know that this section is very much attached and very close to my lab, and so sending over a henchman here, I think the first thing you need to create is creature chambers.
A chamber, reinforcements, absolutely.
Yeah, so you're not traveling your units very far, rather than trying to collect the resources. Now Will is
that cool. He'll get it.
Yeah, he already has an excellent economy though, so it's not even.
He hasn't even taken his own coal. Look at that.
Yeah.
You also see those Mantis Shrimp Muskoxes are now fully upgraded, or near enough fully upgraded.
Oh, and they
are, actually don't have the HP, but they do have damage, speed, and defense. I actually went for speed here, so I could get them up to save Kyle quicker.
I think that was a really good option. And then even here, he's clearly like, this is their support coming, and he chooses to go for the other workshop, which I think.
Shout out me and you who are focusing that workshop just to
yeah,
rather than helping.
And then here I think I'm in mid with Carnage, my favorite unit, and trying to go up against something that I clearly cannot beat.
A lot of art, no ops, Sonic.
Yep,
not spam range's best thing.
Yeah, it's exactly, especially with Frenzy. I turn on Frenzy as I see the Sonic units, of course.
So at this point, you can see purple. I'm sending units from pretty much everywhere on the map back to help Kyle. So these Mantis-Shrimp Muskoxes are everywhere, literally everywhere.
Also sending a raid here, which is going to be very effective. One thing I'd like to mention here that we didn't see from middle, which I would have liked to see, and this is kind of coming in now, but immediately when my units retreated and they were just completely getting destroyed, there were so many units here, I think a push in mid would have been extremely successful. But choosing to hold back allowed me to use my henchmen, build another chamber, and kind of start to get more units up.
A cool play would be to actually use that hover as well that you had, Toast. You might want to pause it here and we can talk about a few things as well.
Yeah.
So you have your hover on the right hand side. Those you should be really hovering those to the bottom of Bchamp's screen or the top of Bchamp's screen right now. Yeah, either place or even on like the curve C. There you go. That's the one.
Yeah.
So then you have positioning, and your artillery can't be attacked, can't be killed, and you have the advantage. You can rain down fire on Brandon. But that's one thing that hover kind of gives you the option for. And then just pulling it off is a different story. If we flick to top left, probably this is the herd of shrimp muskoxes I've sent to try and help Kyle.
Yes.
There's a fair few, but they're probably needed because Steve's just at level 5. You can see he's got those Narwhal poison frogs there. Level 5 camo. Thankfully, my units have keen sense, so I can actually see them, so that's not really a problem. And the high damage allows me to kind of close the distance, or rather, the speed gets me to close the distance, and the high damage is to beat them down quickly. It's going to come useful. There's 4 chambers to destroy.
The one thing I'd like to mention here too is Steve's building a lot from these chambers, but with ranged units, especially when going up against melee, and you're just trying to get a group of them together. Although range usually counters melee, the reason for that is because you can create an attack arc and have multiple ranged units attacking a single unit. And focus firing, but the thing is when you're popping them out right when there's a huge herd coming towards you, none of your units are going to be able to stack. You're not going to get that damage. You need to get ranged units in a group to get that.
You kind of want 2 melee for every 1 ranged unit in this sort of thing. You can start getting a ranged unit behind your melee and chip away from a distance.
Yeah. So I think that building range back here would be, and melee up here would have been a pretty effective move.
Yeah, my plan at this point, also you might see from my shrimp muskoxes, was to go and attack that top island. And again, bottom right, I'm trying to raid all over really, just to do a bit of damage. There's no micro going on, as you can see. I'm kind of too busy at top trying to help Kyle.
Yeah, this is extremely effective. There's just no way that 4 chambers is going to be able to pump out anything to be able to take these on. I mean, only 3 melee damage. These
they're at least fast though.
Yeah, they are fast.
Do you see some of these killer mantis shrimps come out there now? And this is when I'm like, oh gosh, I'm scared.
So here the hover is utilized in a perfect way. Oh, and then your full gyro drop just didn't work.
I think it was Muskox mantis shrimps. The idea was that I could drop them down and actually do something, but I just couldn't get them down in time. This is the thing that really bugs me about deep freeze. Because the hover art is so good.
It's essential. It really is. If you don't have hover arts or have something to fight against it, then you're really, really screwed.
You're just throwing the towel in at that point.
Yeah.
Another time we should have pushed mid.
Yes, here just a ton of units that are waiting around.
I was so grateful he sent those Bchamps. I mean, I know I was asking for help with those because I had no answer to them in this army.
Yes,
so,
my
anti-hover. Kind of saved my skin.
And they do an excellent job. Just taking out this other artillery. And the thing is, flying artillery have a huge advantage against grounded artillery because grounded artillery, the splash damage doesn't work in the air, and so they're really just attacking 1 unit at a time.
I didn't know that.
At a lower damage, yeah. So compared to if you get some traditional ranged units over here, you pay for direct range instead of paying the higher cost for artillery. So it's a lower cost for higher damage against your flyer units.
Can we take a look at top again? This is where you want to see the narwhal poison frogs. They're in a group now, and now they can pick off, and these things are just going to die. Yeah, there's no chance these muskoxes can do anything here.
As these level 5s, and Steve's not doing as much focus firing, although he is there a little bit. But focus fire is what really, really helps you out. And just like you saw a few units retreat back, microing your units in groups, so small groups can get that focus fire and really get that stacking damage, is how ranged units are super effective.
Finally, I sent some level 5s of my own. Probably not the wisest decision I've ever made to send melee against range, but these things can take a lot of punishment. Charge attack lets them close the distance. They're kind of useful.
I think you have enough of them there.
Yeah, should be.
Yeah, and they're much bulkier than the spammier level 5s that Steve has.
Oh yeah.
Here's another one of my units, some Sonic.
You want to just briefly talk about the war chambers, bottom left?
Oh, yeah. Well,
I didn't notice those in the game.
Yeah, these will come in handy for Ben. And he's got a big pack of things coming along this way. It looks like he might have just hit level 5 too. Ben hitting level 5.
Yeah, I'm in trouble here.
And there's a lot of artillery in mid.
Top right, quick! Top right, quick!
Top
quick!
Right. Oh yes.
One got there.
One got through and is raiding Steve. Oh no! And he has no creature chambers or anything here. He doesn't even notice, I'm sure.
I didn't even notice.
He's also getting raided by Bchamps from afar. And Steve he's effectively being tripled this entire game. It's Will, Kyle, and myself with the Bchamps or other support coming through and stopping Steve up top. A real team effort, I think, on our part.
Yeah, well, we kind of had to play a team. Like, it was just so unmanageable at times. Like, the fact that we saved Kyle a lot of times here, trying to get Kyle to recover, and thankfully he does at one point, and it's really good when he does. At this point, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm stuffed.
Yeah, even though these are level 3s going against level 5s, it's just numbers, and we're just not able to get out enough in time.
No.
Here.
I think this is where I call for help, and I think you send some Bchamps, surely.
Yeah. Oh, these, and we should also just talk about how good these wolf sperm whales are, because they are just the new Babales in a way. They're a less expensive version.
I don't know. I kind of flicked them on. I'm just experimenting with them. I'm not sure how much I like them, but they're okay.
I think they're pretty good. I think I've seen Wax use them a lot, and they worked out pretty well. Here's another example of hover units, of our flying hover, or not flying hover, hover artillery, just being insane. And these are going to be here for a long time, causing a lot of havoc for Ben, and I think ultimately lead to his downfall, because they can just reach such far distances. He has his own units as well, but I just have them in numbers. And actually, you've been fending this off all by yourself. I'm still sending Bchamps here.
You want to flick to the left, please? Bottom
left,
maybe.
Oh, yes. This is
when I'm like, okay, GG, I'm dead.
Yep. This is actually when it gets scary.
Very
and you're attacking level 5 units with your henchmen.
Yeah, man, they're brave. Brave
wow,
soldiers.
They are.
They're to die for the cause.
Yeah. And immediately he calls for help. I send all of the flyers that I have in the whole game to come and try to attack. They can get there the fastest, although they are artillery and they're going to cause some collateral damage. As well as I'm building some stuff here, but my water chambers...
You actually called out to me to put on lab defense, and thankfully you did, because otherwise I just wouldn't have done it. I think that's coming up in just a second, actually.
There it is.
And here we see my units from south, and my CC's coming back. Now that I have water chambers, I'm able to defend this a little bit easier with the Bchamps.
Yeah. And
could you micro these away as well?
Yeah, maybe.
I think you do.
Eventually, maybe once they're all dead. I don't know if I do. Yeah, I don't know if I do. And then, and in the meantime, there's more artillery just coming in. And yep, I didn't at all. These still going strong up here, and Steve building up a very, very strong artillery presence up top.
Really range. Nice micro by me as well, right?
Yeah, just going all into it.
So one of the things I'm really trying to improve on is my use of sonar pulse, which is why I kind of used. I try to use sonar pulse in every one of my armies, or as many as possible, which is really easy now. There's like all the whales and the beluga as well, which is a really good artillery option. But I find that I don't actually use it as much as I'd like to, which is why I'm using whales, because the wolf sperm whales for the high endurance. I thought that'll encourage me, because having this information about Steve's army, what Steve's doing at his expo, all these sort of things are really useful.
Oh yeah,
what's
definitely.
Kyle sending up by your lab? It's like a big line of them.
Here?
The hell is that? Is that the great white shark owl?
Yeah.
Oog?
Yeah. I have the same thing, but with the great white, with the Oog head. It's level 4. Very good.
Oh, okay.
We got things going on in the bottom right.
Oh, we certainly do. Oh, Bchamps and me. I hadn't noticed those albatross oogs following me, by the way. I just kind of ignored them and swam my units across.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually I find them.
Another huge raid coming up on Steve here. While Steve's going up top. And I'm just continuously raiding here and killing his hench.
Yeah, you're doing that to all of us.
Yeah.
Something you do a really good job of in this game, actually, is your use of artillery.
Most of the coal piles, it's just no hench mining them.
Oh yeah, I killed all these here as well. And then this Ben is just getting absolutely wrecked, and again it's coming from this artillery. There's not much left. It was able to destroy all of Ben's henchmen here, as well as his geyser, which really just tore up his economy.
Yeah. At this point, I'm just sending a cleanup crew. There's nothing to do. I did build Kyle's water chamber there, by the way. I don't know if you noticed, but on south,
right here.
Island.
Oh yeah.
I keep shouting him, place it there, because his level 5 is obviously amphibious and he can't build anything without them. So this is where he starts to recover, though. I think he does a good job.
Yeah, he does. This one lonely Hercules.
Quite what he's doing with that, I have no idea. Oh dear, those shrimp killer whales are so heavy damage.
Yes, and the 910, they're pretty bulky as well.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm building more artillery, more Sonic, by the way. Sonic's actually not awful against Frenzy artillery because it can get the cone damage on multiple units. But I probably should be having more of these Rhino Rhino humpbacks. Toast, what are your thoughts going about this game right now? What are you trying to do with these cuttlefish elephants?
I'm trying not to die. Inevitable.
Yeah, that's a good rule of advice, that is, for any prospective IC player. Try not to die. So you see bottom right, off the coast, you see those 4 humpbacks?
Oh yeah. Nice, taking out the last water chamber. And
I'm
just poisoning your units here.
I hadn't noticed that until I actually watched this game back.
Yeah. Luckily you have high endurance a little bit, so that helps kind of negate some of the poison effects. Slow down.
It stops with a slowdown, yeah.
But you still get the damage reduction. Poison does cause poisoned units to do less damage, so...
Does that work on friendly units?
I assume that you have the poison effect, so if it says poisoned here, then you're gonna have all the negatives from it.
Positives there.
Making a push with these a little bit. Kind of not going back for my range units here where your flyers are in. Oh, here we go. Probably just focused elsewhere.
There's a humpback rhinos are now going up the east coast. They're going to attack Steve, was the plan. The idea was that because Steve was obviously still a consistent threat on the North Island, I'd try and raid him at his base.
Complete control. Oh wow, that was a lot of sonar that went there.
Yeah, that was me, I'm sorry.
Good. Yeah, so Ben's kind of kicked out of the game here. Steve still has a lot of mass range, just kind of these spam range units he's been using, and they're working very well still.
I think Ben has a unit on my South Island, just up my chambers. Is that right? Water chambers, south? Oh, no, he doesn't. Okay, I thought I saw blue on my minimap. Never mind. Must have been the water.
Yeah, that's probably the water.
I hadn't even noticed you did this, by the way. I was just sending hench to go and expand because I'd run out of coal everywhere else. And finally, you see the humpbacks on north in Steve's base. And I thought I was going to do a bit better with these, but the idea was just that I put pressure on Steve from as many angles as possible. So by attacking his north with Bchamp's Bchamps, as well as attacking the base, it's like split his attention, split his focus, and then.
Yeah, and this is really just the second time. The only time that you've attacked Steve's base otherwise is with that single muskox previously.
Yeah, that's right.
And so he's been pretty sitting comfortably. I guess so have I, but he's now has to fight back for the first time in his own lab, or second time.
Yeah, he's been fighting a good fight over the island there for the whole game, and now he's just being attacked from below.
It's been like me and Kyle versus Steve at top for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Obviously you've just been raiding him nonstop with Bchamps, and.
And the thing is, he didn't really build that many. Even after I would raid, kill his henchmen, and then I wouldn't come back for a little bit, he would have restocked his henchmen, but not built any anti-air towers, or maybe just built one, and it's just not enough. So I was like, oh well.
At this point, I'm like, I don't want to lose all my units to artillery. I'm sending them all north. It's just why I leave that base alone. This is where I'm like, okay, well, Steve's defending himself again. Let's see what he can do now.
Yeah, and this is just kind of where it's all.
This is where game over.
All really ending. Yeah. I mean, it's huge pushes from Steve up top, and it only took the effort from both, mostly Will and a little bit me, to really stop him, and Kyle. So we really tripled him up top, just to hold him back. And one thing that we talked about in our last time watching this was Will mentioned how this was just much more of a team effort, I think, on the left side here, whereas it was kind of individual, every man for themselves on the other side, which did account for a huge difference. When Will was being attacked here, then I was also there up top when Kyle was being attacked. Me and Will were there.
Mid briefly, I was there.
Yeah, briefly.
Not as much as I should have been.
So I think that's a huge game in team games. A huge thing in team games is just
team
having
play.
Having
absolutely,
that teamwork. Yeah.
No, teamwork's overrated.
Teamwork, that's the dream work, man. It's the age-old expression. Do you want to hop into the arm builder and show off some of the?
Yeah, I can show. Actually, I don't even know what unit or what army I built. So, what do we want to see?
Go on then. Let's show off my Muskox Mantis shrimp.
Oh yes, that was just absolutely beautiful.
This is kind of nice.
Yeah.
This is towards the top end of level 3s in terms of the power border as well. It pretty much has everything I was looking for. I wanted to counter level 3, a camouflage level 3 unit I use. And I found some with keen sense, as well as good bulk, good damage, and that's exactly what I wanted. And it turns out I can make it amphibious. So I was like, yeah, this is the guy for me.
This is, I mean, one of the best units that I've seen in a while. The cost is just so good too. We were just looking at 59 electricity. That is awesome for what you're getting out of this unit.
Yeah, I think so too.
So yeah, absolutely love these. What's another one I'd like to see?
The Behemoth Bombardier.
Oh yes.
You could just put in hover filter, bro.
Oh well, I can't do that. I have to make it hard on myself because I'm not good at using the army builder.
That's actually it, yeah.
Or is it?
Oh, yeah, not bad. That's nice. That's cheaper than I thought it would be. Actually, I kind of like that.
It's very good.
Let's do that. What's the range on that artillery? 60.
It's absolutely nuclear. This unit is so good. It's bulky. It has great vision, great range, and it's inexpensive, and it's poison, and it has hovering.
I think it. Oh, and also the Bchamps as well.
Oh yes, those are gonna be really good.
I think a lot of people know what the Bchamps look like, obviously, but for those who don't, you need to know.
Oh, well, this is just it.
It's the legs as well, back legs. That's how you use them. Yeah, they're filthy. Thankfully, you had to cap artillery distance, so they didn't outrange anti-air towers. If you don't already know,
it says 25 here, but it's actually 24.
Is it? I think they're actually capped at 25, which is the same as anti-air towers. I could be wrong.
I think air towers are 24, but when you look
you might be right.
It's 24.
It's
yeah.
24. Yeah.
And so, also, if you guys didn't know about the army builder, the final stats that you see in this screen are the correct stats. sometimes they'll be a little bit different from what you see inside the actual combiner, which is kind of annoying.
It's a side effect from us kind of jankying in size 11 and size 12, if you're wondering why.
Yeah.
Okay, so some closing thoughts on that game. Team play. Team play is essential in a team game. I think it is. It definitely helps you perform better, and the better team is the better team that wins. And typically, once the first person dies in a team game, it becomes a 2v1 or a 3v2, and it's just a steamrolling effect.
And I think also having an army built for the map.
Absolutely. Exploiting map geometry. Absolutely.
Yeah, and this one we know it's a late game map. So having, I only had one level 2 in my army. I think that was totally fine. And then also having units like flying artillery that can go in and make sure to take out hovering units, or having hovering units of your own is really important.
Absolutely. And amphibious units if you're top or bottom, and preferably more land units if you're middle, because you don't have easier access to a water chamber.
Yeah, and understanding as well, you can have higher electricity units on deep freeze just because geysers are more plentiful in general, especially if you're middle. So dealing with things like that is important, creating armies with a purpose.
Absolutely. Well, that was a fun game, and that was probably one of the most fun games of IC I've played in a long time. So I really enjoyed that. So thank you to everyone who was in the game.
Yeah, that was awesome. So good work, Will. Sorry for Toast for the toasting you. And do you have any final thoughts, Toast?
No.
No. Okay.
Don't play against Brandon.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. Don't ever do that.
Yeah, don't play against a cheater, because
let's cut him out of the community. Let's never play.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna start mending my friendships. But thank you all for watching.